Born in 1711, David Hume was a Scottish philosopher, historian, economist, and essayist. Hume hailed from Edinburgh, a city that was then a bustling hub for intellectual discourse. This vibrant environment undoubtedly played a key role in shaping Hume's philosophical leanings. His early life was marked by an insatiable curiosity and a profound love for literature. Influenced by the works of thinkers like John Locke and George Berkeley, Hume began to formulate his own philosophical ideas. His thoughts were radical for his time, challenging deeply ingrained beliefs and societal norms. His work largely revolved around empiricism, skepticism, and naturalism. He was particularly interested in understanding human nature and the workings of the human mind. Hume's ideas were formed and refined during a time of great intellectual upheaval. The Enlightenment was underway, a period marked by a surge in scientific discoveries and an emphasis on reason over tradition. Now that we've gotten to know Hume, let's examine his ideas on causality and the laws of nature. Hume was skeptical about the idea of causality as we understand it. Now you might be wondering, what exactly does that mean? Well, let's break it down. Hume argued that what we perceive as causality, the relationship between cause and effect, is not something we can directly observe in the world. It's not a property that exists out there in the universe waiting for us to discover it. Instead, he proposed, causality is more of a habit of thought. Picture this. You see a ball hit another, and the second ball moves. This happens over and over again. You start to associate the first ball's movement with the second's. This association, this habit of thought, is what Hume believed we were really talking about when we talked about causality. It's not that the first ball causes the second one to move, but rather that we've come to expect the second ball to move after the first one does. But how about the inherent connection between cause and effect? Hume was skeptical about that too. He suggested that we infer causality not because there's any inherent natural connection between events, but because of the regularity with which they occur. We see A followed by B time after time, and we come to expect that A will always be followed by B. In other words, Hume believed our understanding of causality was more about our minds than about the world itself. For Hume, the laws of nature were not fixed and immutable truths. This was a profoundly radical idea in his time, as many people believed that nature's laws were the unchanging decrees of a divine creator. Hume, however, saw these laws as generalizations based on our observations, not inherent properties of the universe. For example, we say that objects fall to the ground because of gravity. But Hume would argue that this is merely a summary of what we have observed. We've seen countless objects fall, so we assume that all objects will fall. But that's a leap of faith, not a certainty. This brings us to another key point in Hume's thinking: our belief in the uniformity of nature. We assume that the future will be like the past. Why? Not because of any logical or rational deduction, but because of habit. We've grown accustomed to a certain regularity in nature, so we expect it to continue. But there's no guarantee that it will. So if we follow Hume's line of thinking, then our understanding of the laws of nature is not a result of uncovering the universe's inherent truths. Instead, it's a reflection of our own human tendencies to find patterns and to expect consistency. So, according to Hume, both causality and the laws of nature are more about how we think than about how the world is. Hume's ideas have had a profound impact on philosophy and science. From the halls of academia to the laboratories of the world's leading researchers, his influence is undeniable. His perspectives on causality and the laws of nature have been a springboard for a multitude of philosophical and scientific debates. Consider Immanuel Kant, who famously declared that Hume awoke him from his dogmatic slumbers. Hume's skepticism about causality led Kant to develop his own theories about how we perceive the world. In the realm of science, Hume's questions about the certainty of causal relationships have informed the development of quantum physics, challenging traditional views of cause and effect. But Hume's ideas have not been without controversy. Many continue to grapple with his skepticism, sparking debates about our understanding of the world and the nature of reality itself. Even today, his theories continue to shape and provoke philosophical and scientific discourse. Hume's challenging ideas continue to inspire and provoke thought. What do you think about his views on causality and the laws of nature?